Welcome to a bad recap of Gladiator, a movie about betrayal, murder, incest, and murder, set during the height of the Roman Empire back when they were doing genocide. The movie starts with a man touching grass. Damn, I guess this film won't be relatable. This is General Maximus, commander of the Roman armies of the north. He's currently battling the barbarian forces in Germany. Wow, war in Germany, how original. But yeah, everyone looks really scared fighting the big funny bearded dudes. Oh, just hold fast, men, don't lose your heads. Oop, too late for that guy. A fierce battle commences between the two armies, with the Romans eventually winning even though the barbarians were way cooler. The soldiers are then visited by the Roman Emperor, basically the CEO of genocide. He commends Maximus for his victory and asks, how can I award Rome's greatest general? To which Maximus responds,
"Let me go home.
A place where I can go."
The Emperor's son, Commodus, then arrives on the battlefield like, oh piss, have I missed the battle? Whoopsies. Son, you missed the entire war, you piece of shit. Yeah, the Emperor doesn't like his son very much. Relatable, because he's lame, and was in Joker 2. For anyone else, this wouldn't be a problem, but the Emperor is on his last legs and needs to find a replacement. Not that he's being dramatic about it, though.
I am dying."
Okay, good for you. He decides to crown Maximus as his successor, because Rome has become really stinky and gross over the last few years, and he doesn't want to deal with that. He's dying. Obviously, Maximus doesn't want the throne, he just wants to go back home, but the Emperor insists that it has to be him. It can't be his own son, Commodus, because he sucks. So he adopts Maximus as his new son and thanks him for accepting the offer so eagerly. Later that evening, he gives the reverse news to Commodus, basically just calling him a disappointment. Well, at least let him down gently. Oh look, they're hugging, so no harm, no foul, just father and son bonding. That's quite a long hug. Guys, I don't think they're hugging. Maximus is woken up and taken to see the body of the Emperor, and when he asks Commodus what happened, he's just like, yep, old men they just do that sometimes. Yeah, kinda sucks, right? Well, guess I'm Emperor now. Maximus refuses to pledge his loyalty to the new Emperor because he noticed hug marks on the body, so knows some tomfoolery is afoot. Commodus isn't pleased by this defiance, so orders the capture and execution of Maximus. Well, that's kind of messed up, but not super unreasonable. Wait, he also called for the execution of his wife and son back home? What a morally grey set of demands. The soldiers ride until sunrise with Maximus in custody. I guess they didn't want to kill him in front of everyone, but that seems a bit excessive. They prepare to execute their once honoured general, but he breaks free at the last moment and dispatches his captors, which is illegal, so he can't actually do that. He does also sustain a deep cut on his shoulder during his escape that begins to bleed badly. Well, I'm sure he'll get that tended to before any serious riding. Nope, he immediately rides from the north of Germany to his home in the south of Spain. He eventually arrives to find his home burned to the ground, with ash, bodies, and oh, they left the chickens alive, thank God. Maximus collapses to the ground after seeing the remains of his wife and son, who have somehow learned how to float. Who taught them that? After burying his family, he passes out from the exhaustion of digging the graves, and from riding from Germany to Spain, and from having a chunk of his shoulder missing. He's found by slave traders who just take him. Yeah, they find a man sleeping in the middle of nowhere and oop, yoink, I guess he's mine now, and they sell him on the black market. Okay, why'd you pan to him? He's purchased by Proximo, a wealthy slave trader who makes money by buying slaves, training them to become gladiators, and then, I don't know how gladiator slave traders make money. If any of you guys know, please explain down in the... Wait, is that the sound of gambling?
500 sestertii, the Numidian and Spaniard team makes it through.
But yeah, Maximus doesn't really have much motivation to become a gladiator, for whatever reason, so just kind of stands there while everyone else is training. Now you see these slaves come from all sorts of walks of life. There are scribes, miners, people who work in caves, and even people who leave mean comments on my videos. Yeah, try calling me an amateur gambler in my comments, I'll sell you. Eventually the gladiators arrive at an arena for their first battle, and... do you guys hear like water flowing or something? It's really Oh, well, I guess pisses be pissing. Proximo's gladiators fight well. I mean, some of them do, the others die. And wow, this looks really fun. I would love to have a go. Using his experience of conquering most of Europe, Maximus survives the fight with ease and rises to hear the cheers of the crowd. Back in Rome, it's very desaturated. What, do they film this in England? Commodus returns as the new emperor and immediately has to play politics. The Senate tells him all the issues they have to face, like the plague and crime and killing Jesus Christ. But Commodus doesn't want to keep the people alive and healthy. He just wants them to love him. He doesn't care if they're dead. So instead of giving them sanitation, he gives them fascination with a planned 150 days of gladiator games. I mean, sure, the people will be hungry and stinky and ill, but they'll get to watch murder, so you know, what's the issue? Meanwhile, Maximus has become a legend in local tournaments, dominating his opponents and basking in the glory of the crowds. He's even been given the nickname the Spaniard, which is lazy and lame. Why not something cooler like the Iceman for his composure in battle, or the Honey Badger for his ferocity in the arena, or the Smooth Operator for his, yeah, I'm just doing Formula 1 nicknames. Proximo tells Maximus about the 150 days of gladiator games in Rome, and tells him how great it feels to stand in the Colosseum before a crowd of 50,000 people and, you know, murder. You see, he was once a gladiator himself who earned his freedom from the emperor, and then proceeded to buy slaves and feed the system that imprisoned him and force him to kill people. I mean, who wouldn't? He says the only way to earn your freedom is to win the crowd. Don't just be a psycho killer. Qu'est-ce que c'est? You have to be an entertainer. Eventually they all arrive in Rome and behold the glory of the Colosseum. I mean, yeah, it's alright, looks like it was made in a day. Meanwhile, Commodus is doing classic emperor things, like watching his nephew sleep, planning to dissolve the government, and being comforted by his sister. And wow, what a lovely brother-sister relationship they have. I sure do hope he doesn't make it weird.
Kiss me.
What the fuck? His sister does think about it, but can't follow through. Aw man, friend-zoned again. The next day, the gladiators prepare for their first battle, so Maximus equips a helmet to protect his identity, and his skull. They're fighting in a recreation of the Battle of Carthage, a very one-sided battle that they're supposed to lose badly. You see, Rome is running out of homeless people to throw at the crowds, so now have to send highly skilled gladiators to their death just to keep the eyebrows. The gladiators enter the arena to the thunderous roar of the crowd. How are they all here? Don't they have jobs? Their opponents burst through the Colosseum gates, an army of horse-drawn warriors with blades, spears, and bows? Well, that doesn't seem fair. Maximus takes command of the other gladiators, guiding them through the battle just as he once led his soldiers into the fires of war. This superior leadership allows the underdog gladiators to overwhelm their more powerful opponent and turn the tides in their favour, with Maximus at the forefront of their victorious triumph. The crowd goes wild for Proximo's gladiators. Even the emperor is... In fact, he goes down to meet the legendary Spaniard, having no idea it's the guy he had executed. Such a small world. Maximus kneels before Commodus, not out of respect or common courtesy. No, he sees an arrowhead on the ground and wants to kill him. But the emperor's nephew is just kind of chilling between the two of them, and Maximus is a coward. So instead he turns his back on Commodus, which is considered very rude, but what's he gonna do, kill his family a second time? Maximus then removes his helmet to reveal his identity, and does the whole, "My name is Maximus Erectus, you made my family float, prepare to die." This revelation shocks not just the emperor, but also his sister. Somehow. I doubt you could clearly see his face from her seat in the stands, and Maximus wasn't exactly shouting, like...
What? I can't hear you.
The Emperor tries to execute Maximus on the spot. Yeah, nice plan, dumbass. But the crowd cheers for his survival. So just like my dad, whenever I text him important life-changing updates, Commodus gives the thumbs up, allowing him to live. Being spared by the Emperor himself after surviving an unwinnable battle gives Maximus a legendary status among the other gladiators and the Roman public. This, of course, infuriates Commodus further, who just can't understand how he's still alive.
Vexes me.
This vexes me.
The next day, all the gladiators sit down to eat their slop, but Maximus hesitates with his own bowl, worrying that it's been poisoned. Since he's now the CEO of gladiators, one of them volunteers to try his meal and instantly starts convulsing. Poison doesn't work that fast, you idiots. I should know since I... Oh. Hello? Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, of course, yeah. Okay, love you, bye-bye. My lawyer has advised me not to continue this joke. Speaking of jokes, the big gladiator was lying about the food being poisoned. That's actually a really offensive joke. You see, my mother was killed by a poisonous bowl of soup. You think that's funny? If only we knew who did it. In an attempt to counter Maximus's rising popularity, Commodus schedules a fight between him and a legendary retired gladiator with one of the greatest records in the sport. Now this sounds familiar. The fight begins and what the f***, he's just light spamming. Well, at least there aren't any hungry tigers in the arena during their fight. Holy hell. After a long and grueling battle, Maximus manages to stab his opponent in the foot, so of course he starts bleeding out of his mouth? Maximus defeats the legendary gladiator and the crowd begins to chant Krill. I'm not sure why, maybe they're hungry. Commodus gives a thumbs down indicating he wants Maximus to execute his defeated rival. The crowd loves this because, wait, why does the crowd love this? That's so messed up. Maximus refuses to follow the Emperor's command and spares the man with the sore foot, much to the crowd's disappointment. Wait, no, they're cheering. They love that. Make up your mind, guys. After the fight, Maximus is found by his former servant and friend. Just former servant, not former friend. Well, unless friendship expires when you think the other person's died. Anyway, he tells Maximus that the armies of the North are still loyal to him and will be willing to, march on Rome if need be. Bit extreme. Now, there's been a lot of politics in the background that I've just cut from this recap because it's lame, but basically the Senate is growing more defiant of the Emperor because Joker 2 was so bad, and the Emperor's own sister is eager to dethrone him just for some sibling banter. Also because he's a psycho. A plan is formed to break Maximus out of Rome so he can return with his army, overthrow Commodus, seize control of the empire, and give it back to the people. Or obviously not the people, they're stinky and dumb. No, they'll hand it back to the politicians in the Senate. After plotting his assassination, the Emperor's sister spends some time with her brother, and I'll say it again, they really do have a lovely sibling dynamic. I should hope Commodus doesn't make it weird and, what the fuck? Well, it's fine. They have a foolproof plan to get rid of him, and it's not like the Emperor's nephew has overheard some of his mother's scheming and is going to accidentally reveal that she's committing treason to his uncle, the Emperor of Rome, right? Commodus forces his sister to reveal the entirety of their plan or he'll kill her son. Damn, that's deep. I should hope his nephew doesn't find out about it. Oh, he's sitting right there. Proximo's gladiator camp is raided by Praetorian guards, there to kill Maximus. A really good idea that should have worked perfectly, but they forgot to account for one thing. Gladiators are thug bitches. They battle the royal soldiers with all their might, buying Maximus enough time to escape the city. He finds his friend waiting for him on horseback, but as he approaches, it's a trap. I don't think I can show him out hanging from a noose, can I? Maximus is surrounded by an entire squad of soldiers and apprehended. Well, that coup was an epic win. Wait, what do you mean we lost? Well, at least this brother-sister relationship is still strong and healthy. I should hope Commodus doesn't make it weird. Wait, he's demanding she has sex with him or he'll execute her for treason? I don't have the energy to be outraged anymore. There's only one last thing on Commodus' agenda. He challenges Maximus to a duel. Wait, he's really gonna fight him? That doesn't seem like a good idea. At least cut his arms off or something. That's what disarming means, right? Commodus is so angry his sister tried to stab him in the back that he himself stabs Maximus in the back. Literally. The two men rise up into a coliseum cheering one of their names, and you'll never guess which one. Kind of cool that even at home Commodus doesn't get a home crowd advantage. Their swords clash during their epic duel, with Maximus slightly on the back foot given there's a hole in his lung, but he conjures all of his remaining strength to knock the sword from Commodus' grip. Wait, why is the Emperor demanding a spare sword from one of his soldiers? Doesn't he know switching to a secondary is faster than reloading? They refuse to toss him a blade, so he instead pulls a hidden knife from his sleeve. Maximus has also dropped his sword at this point. I don't think he was trying to make it a fair fight, I think he's just bleeding out, but he still manages to beat him with his fist and use his own dagger to... I think this part is too gory to show, so I shall recreate it myself.
Come here, come on, I want to show you something. Come here, fucking come here, come on. Oh, my father was a drinker.
The crowd falls silent after watching the defeat of their emperor, and Maximus collapses from his injuries. Wait, when did he learn how to float? He sees his wife and son in the afterlife and wades through the grass towards them. And I guess now the still alive people are gonna fix Rome or whatever, but I don't care. Maximus is dead and so is my mother from that poisonous soup. And the movie ends. Great movie. I enjoyed the part where every single character spoke with a British accent, and my favourite character was easily the tiger. I just think it's really cute they put him in the credits. But yeah, if you enjoyed this recap, be sure to leave a like, subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss the next one. Thank you ever so much for watching.